friends! I'm Kathleen and my YouTube channel is full of warm-ups and topics to help you on your musical journey. Today I'm going to do something a little different. You might say seasonally appropriate. We're going to pull apart the music theory song, which presents a cute and nerdy set of lyrics to the Christmas song, a notoriously hard song to sing well. I need to preface this statement with a caution that I learned from one of my music professors. No music jokes are funny. Take that how you will. Now, there are lots of versions of this particular music theory song on the interwebs. I'm using this one that is credited as original idea and lyrics by David Rakowski and friends. Additional lyrics by Dave Swenson. While I can't verify any of that, everything you read on the internet is true, right? So I'm sticking with it. One more thing before we jump into the music. This is all about defining the musical aspects of what is happening with the music, mostly melodically with some nods to harmony, plus a few little plays on words. When we get done, you still might not think it's funny, because as I stated before, no music jokes are. We're going to be working today in the key of C. C is the bottom note, C is the top note, also known as tonic. Now let's get to the music. The first version I ever heard of this said, "Octaves roasting on an open fire." But this goes with the rather literal, octave moving to the mediant. So an octave with the root oct means 8, and it's an interval that means 8 scale degrees away. So these first two notes, C, C, that's an octave. Then it retreats down the scale to something called the mediant. What's a mediant? Well, in music, we like to call things many names. In addition to letter names of scales, notes can be referred to by their place or their role. So we might use numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You might use solfege, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now you can also again refer to these notes as their role, a proper descriptive term. So importantly, tonic is the first scale degree, dominant is the 5th scale degree, and the mediant is in between them. It's the major third. So if we play a major chord, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, that starts on tonic or do or 1. So we're doing 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, or do, mi, so, mi, do, or tonic, mediant, dominant. So this does octave moving to the mediant. The next interval that's presented is a major 6th. Major 6th, stepping down to do. Much like an octave is 8 scale degrees away, a 6th is 6 scale degrees away. This is a major 6th. It goes from the 1st scale degree to the 6th scale degree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have major 6th, stepping down to do. And as I mentioned earlier, tonic is also called do. Now we have major seconds, just like a 6th or an octave. This is the name of the interval between the first note of the scale and the second note of the scale. This is also called a whole step. So now we have major seconds being sung by a choir. Well, because we have to have some of the original lyrics in for funsies, right? Chromatic alterations of the scale. What are chromatic alterations? Well, the scale that the song is based on, again, is in C major. Chromatics are the notes that we skipped over. They're the in-between notes. In this particular case, it's all the raised black keys. C major plays all of the white keys from C to C. So since chromatics are those in-between notes that we skipped over, we have this little moment, this measure, and we're playing these accidentals. Chromatic alterations of the scale. Now we go back to diatonic scale. Well, what's a diatonic scale? Here we are back in the key of C. Diatonic means that it only involves the notes that are proper to that prevailing key without any chromatic alterations, like we had earlier. Now we're going to sing half of this diatonic scale from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Diatonic scale. We're going to jump back up, and then we're going to descend again. Diatonic scale, descending to the minor third. minor third. There's the next thing we need to define. A minor third is the interval name for 3 half steps. It's also the distance between the third and fifth note of a major scale, also known as the distance between the mediant and the dominant. It's also the sound a lot of ambulances make. It's also known as the playground interval. Mommy, mommy, na 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 na. Diatonic scale descending to a minor third, major sixth, 2, 5, 7 of 4. All right, easy enough. We have another major sixth here, major sixth. Now it gets a little bit weird, and this may lose some of you, but hang in there. I'll be back to things that are easier. 2, 5, 7 of 4. Ah, what is that? Let's see how fast I can do this. Even if you don't get the specifics, you'll get the generalities. So every key has chords within it that are named by numbers. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're back to 1. Those are all of the chords if I stay in the key of C and play triads all the way up the scale. Now, when we have a little harmonic and melodic shift, like we did earlier, where the notes strayed from the key of C, then we get into these relational chords. Now, we're in the key of C. This is the 1 chord, which starts on a C. I could walk up 4 chords and sing 1, 2, 3, 4. If I do that just by the letter names, C, D, E, F. Now I want an F chord. C chord, D minor chord, E minor chord, F major chord. That F major chord is called the 4 chord because we went up 4 chords in the key of C. But now we're going to kind of temporarily relate to that key of F. So if now I start everything on the key of F, it has its own series of chords. Now I'm in the key of F, and I'm going to go up 1, 2, there's the 2 chord, that's 2 of 4, 3, 4, 5. I'll add a dominant 7th, and now we are in 5 of 4. And then it wants to go where? It's just a little temporary stopping place on the road back to resolving, back into the key of C. Major seconds with their ears open wide. That's a major second, also known as a whole step. Major seconds with their ears open wide. We'll hear a pretty tritone tonight. What's a tritone? This interval. That's a tritone. It's called a tritone because it spans 3 whole steps. Tri meaning 3. Fun fact, tritones can be called unresolved, restless intervals, creepy, or even the devil's interval. For quite some time, this devil's interval was generally avoided in ecclesiastical music. But in modern times, the tritone conveys feelings ranging from forbidden love and longing to fear and defiance. Take that. There's minor 7ths in the bridge. That's a minor 7th, which is a half step below a major 7th. It's a minor 7th. It's a little bit more melodically pleasing than a major 7th. Major 7th, minor 7th. There's minor 7ths in the bridge. What's a bridge in music? It's that center part of the song that bridges us from the first set of music material to the next set of musical material. There's also lots of minor seconds in the bridge. A minor second, also known as a half step, also known as the jaws interval. And every minor sixth, a minor sixth, again is a half step below a major sixth. That minor sixth is also not in the C major scale, it's the note below it. Here's the major sixth, minor sixth, and every minor sixth is gonna try to hear the super-tonic over 5 of 5. So this is what we talked about earlier. The first scale degree is tonic, and the second scale degree is super-tonic. 5 of 5 again is the 5th chord of the key of the 5th note of the scale. So I'm going to go up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm now in the key of G. Now I'm going to go up 5 chords, 5 notes in the key of G, which is the 5 of C. But now I'm in the key of G. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And tonic of 5 is D, which is the same note as the supertonic of C. If we stay in C, it's a D minor chord. But if it's a 5, it's now a major chord. So we're doing supertonic over 5 of 5. If that stayed in the key, it would be supertonic over 2 of 1. A motif used to build this simple phrase. So we've heard this musical phrase before. That's what a motif is. It's a little short musical phrase that recurs. Major sixth, 5 walks down to 1. That's pretty self-explanatory. We have a major sixth, which goes from the first scale degree to the sixth scale degree, and then it goes down to 5, and then it walks down scale-wise to 1. Major sixth, 5 walks down to 1. Although this phrase rises to a high leading tone. Although this phrase rises to a high leading tone, the second to last note, or the 7th tone in a major scale, is also called a leading tone. Why? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It wants to lead to 8, doesn't it? And it serves the purpose in this song to add some beautiful musical tension. High leading tone! Where are you going next? The suspense. Drop a perfect 5th. There's a 5th, and it's descending. 5, 1, 5, 1. Drop a perfect 5th. Meet the Flintstones. Because that might actually be the funniest line in the entire piece. Drop a perfect 5th. Meet the Flintstones. Sing a perfect 4th. That's a 4th. It goes up 4 notes. It's the Here Comes the Bride interval. Here comes the bride. Or if you do it reverse, there goes the bride. Sing a perfect 4th, 2, 1. Yes, that's spelled T-W-O, 2, 1, because it's scale degree 2 followed by scale degree 1. 2 wants to resolve to 1. 2, 1, kind of like 7. Supertonic, tonic. Sing a perfect 4th, 2, 1. I hope this brought you the kind of muted, dry pleasure associated with music jokes not being funny. Maybe you learned something about music theory, or maybe you just learned why musicians are the way we are. Please give this a like and a share, subscribe to my channel, and stick around if you want to sing through this masterpiece once with me. I'll see you next time. Moving to the mediant, major sixth, stepping down to do, major seconds being sung by a choir, chromatic alterations of the scale, diatonic scale, descending scale to minor third. Major sixth, 2, 5, 7 of 4. Major seconds with their ears open wide will hear a pretty tritone tonight. There's minor sevenths in the bridge. There's also lots of minor seconds in the